Hey everybody, it's Josh Alexander from Orange County Housing Market News, the show that talks about all things real estate in Orange County and the surrounding areas, as well as interviews local experts. So if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, this show's for you. In today's episode, we're going to be going over the January 2021 housing market update, so that way you can know what's going on as we enter the beginning of the year. So let's get into it. Okay, really quick, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this page, especially if you're looking to purchase a house or sell a house in the next 12 months. That way you'll get updates every time they come out, and so when you are ready to pull the trigger, you're one step ahead of everybody else because you already know what's happening in the market. So let's go ahead and get into what's been happening in January so far in the housing market. So just like I talked about at the end of year update last year, we are indeed starting this year with the lowest inventory we've ever seen in recent memory. So just to put that in perspective, just to compare it to last year, so the beginning of 2020, we actually have 48% less homes on the market than we did at the beginning of last year. And you look at the previous record, which was back in 2013, and if anybody was trying to buy a home in 2013, you probably remember how hard it was to try to find a place because inventory was low. Right now, we're starting off the year 17% lower inventory than the previous record, which is in 2013. So needless to say, there just aren't enough homes on the market right now, which is creating a very hot seller's market. On the demand side, we're at 32% higher than we were last year for demand. So demand is still extremely strong. Even though over the last 2 weeks, demand has dropped slightly, that's pretty typical. So we're just coming out of the holiday season. People had stopped looking at homes for a while they were celebrating for the holidays, and now they're getting back into the market. And some easy indicators of how fast this market's about to take off are what I look at is going to be the mortgage applications. So mortgage applications are people that are getting loans to properties and going out and ready to purchase a house. Over the last week, they've increased by almost 17%. So that's just an easy way to kind of show you what's coming up. And the home buyers are getting back in the market, and they're getting back in the market quickly. So I expect over the next couple weeks, we're going to start seeing demand skyrocket again. So on top of the already giant mismatch between supply and demand right now, we just hit another all-time low with interest rates last week. They were hovering right around 2.65%. So they have gone up a little bit, and we'll talk about that when we get into the buyer section. But just know that we are still hovering around the lowest interest rates that we've ever seen, which is continuing to drive that demand and continuing to keep us in a hot seller's market. So let's go over what this actually means for a buyer and what it means for a seller. So let's look at buyers first. So buyers, you're probably thinking to yourself, here he goes again. He's talking to me about how hot of a seller's market it is. I don't really want to get into this market right now because there's just too much competition. Unfortunately, the longer you wait at this point, the more likely you are to be able to lose out on some of these homes that you could purchase. And there's two reasons. One, interest rates are predicted to start rising throughout the rest of the year. And just like I said before, they've already started that process over the last week. So they went from 2.65 to 2.79. So it's not a giant leap, but even a tenth of a point difference in these interest rates can make a significant impact on your monthly mortgage payment, as well as how much home you can afford. So you need to make sure you're watching that. I know this is going to happen eventually because the 10-year yield has been going up steadily over the last couple months, but it did spike at the beginning of this year, going above 1%. Now that 10-year yield is important because that is something that tends to track pretty well with what the 30-year fixed mortgage rates are doing. It's not an exact science, but it's a good indication on what might be coming. And because it's been going up and up and up, interest rates have stayed low. At some point, we were expecting interest rates to go up. And it looks like over this last week, they just started doing that. So again, the longer you wait right now, the higher interest rates get, which is going to take you out of some of those high-end homes that you might have been purchasing before, and you're going to be able to afford less, or your monthly payment's going to be higher for the same price property now because interest rates have gone up. The second thing you have to watch out for is that almost all the experts are still calling for somewhere in between 4% to 8% appreciation over this next year in the United States. So in Orange County, we're expecting on the higher end of that, so somewhere probably between 6 and 8% appreciation. So if you're continuing to wait on the sidelines and saying, I'm not going to get in right now, it's too crazy, I'm going to wait for things to cool down, while you're doing that, appreciation is happening, homes are getting more expensive, and the interest rates are going up, pricing you out of those homes that you might have been able to afford at the beginning of the year, but you could maybe no longer afford 6 months from now. So just make sure that you understand what's going on in the market, and the longer you wait, the harder it is going to be for you to find a home to purchase. Now on the seller side, yes, we're starting out the market, probably the best you've ever seen for sellers right now. So if you put your home on the market and you price it correctly according to market value, there's a good chance when you market it correctly that you're going to have multiple offers on your home. So if you have the ability to get your home on the market, you really, at this point, need to be making sure that you're prepping and getting everything ready, because this year I'm anticipating the best time to place your home on the market is probably going to be sometime between February and April. So February is only a few weeks away from now. So if you haven't already started the process of getting your home ready, getting things cleaned up, decluttered, doing those small to-do projects that you've been putting off forever, make sure that you start that process now, because if you want to sell your home for top dollar and have the highest demand possible, most likely that's going to be happening between February and April this year. So one more quick tip for sellers: if you are thinking of placing your home on the market this year, you need to talk to your agent and make sure that you're requesting one of those 3D virtual walkthrough tours of your home, whether it be Matterport, a 3D tour, some way that buyers can log in, go to a website, and walk through your property virtually and be able to see every corner of the house, because more and more buyers now are starting to place offers, go into escrow, and close escrow on homes sight unseen because the competition is so hot right now. So for instance, Redfin just released a survey yesterday where they talked to about 1,900 home buyers that just purchased a home. 63% of those home buyers purchased a home sight unseen when they made the offer. So this is a huge flip from where it used to be even just a year ago. And this is mainly due to COVID, but this trend is here to stay. Buyers want the convenience of being able to sit on their couch, lean back, drink a beer, walk through tours of the homes, and figure out where they want to place offers on. So you need to make sure that you're requesting that from your agent, because if you don't, you're really eliminating a big portion of buyers right now that want to do the majority of their research online before they place offers. So that's really all I have to say. There's not really much new here compared to what I've been saying over the last couple months. But again, just know that the market is going to be taking off this year, and taking off much faster than before because of the low interest rates, the low inventory, and the extremely high demand. So until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Bye. If you found this podcast useful, please hit subscribe and leave a review below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any family or friends that want some more information about buying or selling a home, or just want to stay updated on the Orange County housing market, please share it with them. It'd mean the world to me. Thanks.